Welcome back to the Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show. We've had a fun first half of the hour, but it gets a lot better now as we have a special guest on, former Kentucky great Derek Anderson. Derek, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. This is Tyler Boyd. You got Kelly Patrick to my left, and out in our newly found lounge, we have Danielle Chilton, a big-time Kentucky fan. I think she's in love with you. And we also have John Hancock, our local blogger, just to get them out there. But I guess we'll just jump straight to it. I know you have a book coming out. It's called "What's the Odds?" Would you just tell everybody listening a little bit about this?
Basically, it was showing how I grew up. I grew up in Southwick, in inner city in Louisville, Kentucky, and basically, I was talking to some of my friends. I was doing speeches, and even was with Will Smith, some of those guys, and I was telling them about my life story. And everyone said it'd be a good idea that I basically show the character side that made me mature to the man that I am today. So it shows when I was 12 years old, I was homeless. I was in a homeless shelter. I didn't even go to my 8th grade graduation. Family was gone. I didn't see my mother for 8 years, and I didn't see my father for 16 years. And we lived in the same city, and they never saw me play a basketball game. So a lot of kids make excuses for the way they grew up. I even had a child at 14 and had to pay child support. So I was having a job while I was leaving basketball practice, and a lot of people didn't get to see me grow up because I was always playing basketball and working. And these kids nowadays are complaining about one job. So I just wanted to share the world and trying to help some people, help kids have that motivation that they can make it. And I wound up making over $70 million from being homeless all in 12 years. So
wow,
that's a turning point for any kid to believe they can make it.
Oh yeah, that's actually an awesome story. When will the book come out?
I'm looking at March. We're going to start doing our tours in March. And I'm going to all the NBA cities, all the clinics, churches. We're going to jails. We're going to the high schools, middle schools. Because usually when you go through those things, it's through a trying time, is when you have to make a decision of your own. And a lot of these kids don't want to make those decisions.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You're going around all the NBA cities. Everybody, obviously, you played your NBA, I believe, for 11 years or so, 12 years. Are you going to be doing maybe a little barnstorming tour around the state?
Yeah, I'm doing that through Kentucky, definitely. I think a lot of the fans also wanted to know how I made it. And I think a lot of people tell their story, but no one gives an actual blueprint. Like, I used to go into restaurants who had free bread and water, and I would go in there so I didn't have to steal, and I would just act like I was in there waiting on somebody to come eat, and then I'd say, I'm not fine. So they couldn't charge me for free stuff.
Wow. Yeah, people still do that. I was been a server, and, I mean, it's fine with me.
Not at the age of 12 and 13, you don't.
No, that's a very good point. You went to Doss High School, right?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you were all state. I do know that. Were you in Mr. Kentucky that year, or?
Actually, I was runner up to Tick Rogers. I didn't sign with Louisville, and they waited till the judging came out, and then I signed with Ohio State, and they gave it to Tick Rogers.
That's right. Well,
yeah, everybody was complaining about why they waited.
Derek, this is Kelly Patrick. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Kelly.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate you coming on the show. Being that we cover all sports within the state, you certainly are right up our alley with being from Louisville. And one of the things that I think of is, like you said, you did go to Ohio State first, and you got a little bit of taste of the culture up there. And then you got to come back and see what you already knew of the culture of basketball in the state of Kentucky. You have anything to say about the difference between the two, how they treat basketball in Ohio versus Kentucky?
Well, actually, I went up there in Ohio State and won 2 back-to-back Big Ten titles with Jim Jackson and all those guys. So they was actually treating us kind of fair. And until the second year, we didn't win it, and you could see how the football team. But no, Ohio State treated their players great. But when you come down to Louisville, Kentucky, it was like you didn't even know they had football teams half the time. Until the rivalry kicked back on, but other than that, it was kind of the same. But Kentucky is basically just the heart, the bread of soul of basketball, and it's always been known for that. Everywhere I go now, I still hear people tell me today. I got an email. A guy said, "I remembered you at UK," and he's a friend of Andre Riddick. I'm like, wow, that was like 16 years ago, and that's what they remember you by, not the 11-year NBA career, but more of Kentucky. So that shows you the difference.
It's definitely good stuff. I think Jimmy Jackson had a nice little NBA career also. I think he's from Dayton, Ohio, I believe.
Toledo.
Okay. up there though. So another thing, yeah, I think if I remember correctly, you were involved with Michael Jordan when he got his brand kind of going. Is that right? You were involved with promoting the Jordan brand at the beginning.
Well, actually, his agent called me and told me to come to a meeting in Portland. I was trying out for teams, and he came, and I walked in the office, never met him, never talked to him, and he told me he wanted me to wear a shoe. You talking about happy? And I was the first guy he signed all of college, straight out of college, only college player, and the rest of the guys in the NBA. And I signed a lifelong contract with him.
Yeah, I
still get shoes and clothes now.
Yeah, that's always nice. The Jordan brand is a popular one around here in the area for any kind of basketball athlete. But I know you got drafted 13th, and then that happened with the Jordan. Your NBA championship in 2005. It was at the Heat, I think, with the Shaq, Dwayne Wade. How was that?
That was fun, man. Everyone asked me, but I think it was the pinnacle of my career because I could retire a champion. I won at every level. I won a championship, but it was great just being around them guys. Like I said, winning a championship, but Kentucky was still my biggest shining moment in basketball. We did it as a family. It wasn't money involved. It wasn't politics. It wasn't anything. It was strictly family. So being around, superstars like that, it was good. But I still love the game at that point, and I've always wanted to love it as a team, but it was hard to do sometimes. A lot of guys are individual and selfish, but sometimes you get in a position you can win and you just take it for what it was.
Coming back to the current day of the college basketball here in the state, how would you compare the talent level that Cal has at Kentucky now to, say, for instance, the squads that you were involved with Pitino at UK?
It's difficult. Those guys are talented, but they would probably be on our third team and our team. I mean, you just look at their talent and look at how they develop. They might develop a little slower, but they're young. Our talent, you look at it even nowadays, it's like all the guys we had coming out, we could all left out of high school too. But we all wind up staying because we wanted to get better. We wanted to win. I mean, you look at Ron Mercer, he was built like a brick. And you look at some of these young guys, they have no muscle definition at all. They're just talented. And I think that's the biggest key is these guys don't have time to mature and develop as much as they are talented. They just don't have that mental capacity as we did. So it's hard to compare, but yet again, they're talented. But we stayed longer and we stayed there to gain the knowledge of the game. So I think we were just different as far as experience.
What do you think about after losing to Providence the other night by 31? Pitino's getting a lot of local criticism here in the state by the local media and a lot of the fans. What do you think's going on with Pitino? I mean, do you think he's maybe out of touch with the current player, or what do you think the deal is there?
I'm not sure. I'm not inside there, but I know one thing: he knows how to coach. So I can't say that that's part of it. I just think more or less some of the guys aren't motivated. Some of the guys are kind of frustrated. Like we've known Coach Pitino to yell at every single player on our team, but yet we still played the game once we were out there. So to me, it's the guy that's on the floor. He can't make you make a shot. Even though, he's coaching it, he's playing you guys, you have to perform. And that's what we went upon and say, you know what, this is what we have to do. So I'm not sure how the relationship is with inside the gyms or practice, but I've never seen a team like his ever get beat that bad.
Yeah,
So I really can't make it,
I was going to put it together. I think one of the last times I can actually remember Pitino maybe being down that much was possibly to LSU in the early 90s. Obviously, they came back to huge comeback second half. You being a former player for Pitino, if that was you guys in that situation, what would you all have had to do to fight back? And they've lost 3 out of 4 games now.
It's hard to say. We never was in that situation. Like I didn't play on that team. We down 31. I came in the '96 and we beat everybody by 30. So I don't know that feeling. Like I've never been down more than 5 points. I think in a Kentucky uniform. So I have no idea how that feels.
That's
I don't know.
Actually outrageous. I was listening to
probably true. Too.
I know.
That
was a ridiculous team. I mean,
oh yeah, it was 96, 97, 98. Should have been a three-peat. I was listening to your interview. I believe it was this Nation of Blue, and you all kind of hit on the 97, the game, and you were saying that you, to this day, you wish you could have played, you would have played, but obviously, it was looking at your NBA career in the long run. That just had to be a little hard thing to sit and watch your team lose in that game.
It was. That was all I lived for at the moment. Like I said, I didn't live past the moment. I wasn't worried about the NBA. I wanted to play that game. That would have been my shine. If I would have never played again and we won it, I would have been fine. I felt like that's the Kentucky family had our support. We deserved it. We worked hard for it. And it was a shame that, we couldn't do it. But I love Coach Pitino for not playing because I still had a great NBA life and a good career. And he gave me that opportunity. He wasn't being selfish, and I respect him and love him for it. But if it was up to me, I would have played. We'd have won 3 in a row. We'd have had a dynasty. They wouldn't have questioned if we was the best college in the country, in the world.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we still are the best college in the world, so you don't have to worry about that. But, again, we have Derek Anderson on the line, Kentucky great. He has a website. It's DerekAndersonFoundation.com. Get on there and check that out. And also a book coming out sometime in March. It's What's the Odds? A little life story of himself. So get that. And before you do go, everybody watching the show is going to be able to take a little look at you back in the game in Freedom Hall dunking all over Nate Johnson. I mean, that's my favorite video as a Kentucky fan. I mean, I know you have to remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I do. It's going to be in my book why I didn't go to Louisville. A lot of people don't know why I didn't go to Louisville, but it'll be in my book when I explain the whole story of why I didn't go to the school I dreamed about going to it since I was a kid.
So in the book, you discuss why you didn't go to Louisville, huh?
Yep, it'll tell you the whole storyline. It'll make sense. You'll all be like, wow.
Want to give us any little hints on it now, or drop any hints for us?
Nah, I'm just glad I went to UK now.
I hear that. Well, Derek, we really do appreciate you coming on, Derek. It's been a fun interview. We'd like to get you on maybe down the road. Have you on again.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be here for you guys. I look forward to talking to you.
All right, thanks, Derek.
Thank you very much, Derek.
Okay.